With me today, I have an Anker PowerConf C200 2K webcam. So we're going to have a look at what comes within this package, and then later we're going to review what the camera is about, the features and specifications. So this is how the package comes. It is well protected in this here. So in the box we have another layer of protection from this piece of paper. I'm going to have to tear this off. And then now we have this part where we have to open this. In the package we have let's pull that out. The top part is also well covered. Inside it, the first thing that we see here is a manual, and then now we have this the way it is placed. But we have a manual here that is going to have instructions on how to use this camera here, so we can tear this later and maybe check. Moving further, we have a cable which appears to be it's very long. This is about a meter. So if you see that cable is long, it means you can use it over a long distance, and it uses Type-C on the end that is plugged to the camera, and then you have the USB Type-A that you plug into your device. So this cable, I actually like it. The length, it's very good. And then now we have the camera. You can see how it's been fixed in there. Pull that out. It has another protection, further protection in here. So we're going to remove this and see. So that's the face of the camera. You can see that. And the base. Let's remove the whole wrap, and then we can see what else we have here. Now it's light and it looks very of high quality, even the material and the feel. Now the USB Type-C cable goes at the back, so this goes in here if you want to connect it. So just put it in there, and then this other end will go into your device. On the lower end, I think this is the point where you can connect your tripod if you want to use this as your main camera to record. So you just put your tripod here. You can just adjust that. If you don't want to use a tripod, you can pull this, and then you can mount it over your maybe PC. So if you have a screen, you can mount it over your PC like that, your PC screen like that. So pull this. Let's see what else we have here. So yeah, see how that goes. Let's pull this, and then you hook it. If you want to use a tripod, put that back, then now you can just adjust it there. Now there is this privacy maybe feature here. That's when you're on a call, you can turn it on and off. If you do this, it opens the camera. So let's say you are in a meeting and then somebody walks in the room and you'd like to turn off your camera. You don't have to struggle to look for your mouse, to click on the, if you're using Google Meet for instance, to click on the turn off camera feature. You just use this simple switch here to turn on the camera and to turn it back off. So we are going to try and look at the quality and some of the settings. Now we have a quick start guide here that will show you some of the most important steps on how to configure your webcam and maybe connect it on a tripod and all that. So I have a better way of having to look at this quick start guide without looking at the paper version. So let's set up the camera and then we have a look at it. So I'll first need to mount it on PC. So just open the laptop. So let's adjust that a bit. So on the laptop, you're going to put this, drop this, and just hook it there, and then it is steady. Once that is done, I'm going to connect the USB-C cable. So one part is connected to my docking station here. So I have an 8K docking station here with the USB-A port. If you have a PC that does not have a USB-A port, now you have to use this, because if only has a USB-C, like my case, you have to extend this. And then this other part is what I need to put at the back. So let me just move that first and put it in this part here, in the USB port at the back, and then I'll hook that over there if I just want to use it on my PC. If I wanted to use it on a tripod, you said there is a part here that you can like put on your tripod. I'll put that there, hook it. Now once I've done that, I can adjust it, and then now I'm going to do another recording using this and show you the setups. I'm going to do a recording using this, record the screen, and also capture myself with its own camera, so that you see some of the basic setups that you need to be making for the camera to like give you the best quality videos and photos. Once I've connected my camera to my PC, now this is what it looks like if I'm recording using the Anker PowerConf C200. Now I have configured this and I'm using a screen recorder. In the bottom section of my screen here, I have a setting where I can select, you can change the camera. Now this camera here is for like the built-in one for the device. So you look at the quality, and you notice that if I change it to the one for the quality is nearly perfect. It's actually very crisp. Then I can also change the microphone. I can use the Anker microphone. It comes with the two microphones which are like noise cancelling, so like they're very good. If you don't have like a lapel microphone like the one I have here, you can use it and it will still give you a good audio quality, so you can always like change that. Now I'm going to record my screen and then I'll show you how you can do further setup of this camera. The first thing that I want to do here is go into my browser and search for software.anker.com, ankerwork.com, and then now I'll load this website here. This is a site that will allow me to download the application. Now once I'm here, I want to select the operating system that I use. If I'm using Windows, okay. If I'm using Mac OS, I'll use Mac OS. Then I'll select the correct version for my chip. You have the Intel chip, Apple chip, or headphone version. So this is for PowerConf H300, H500, and H700. Now I will download that, and then you'll go to your download folder and install this. There are different instructions on how to install for your either Mac or Windows PC. Once you've done that, you want to go to your applications down here, and then in your applications you will find the application itself. So I'm going here to apps, the launchpad, and then I'll just go back, and here I find the AnkerWork application. Now here I can do a few setups. Now, the moment you go in here, let's just close this so I show you how to navigate this. The moment you go in here, you'll notice that it is already like recording me. You'll have to select the device from here if you have different devices of Anker like LinkedIn. So in this case you only have one. You have to select it, and then now you deal with the setups. So we start with the device setting. For video we have the resolution, and you're definitely going to be picking the best, that's 2K. It is selected by default, and it is nearly obvious that's what everyone would want to like do. Down here we have the zoom functionality, where you can like bring yourself closer to the screen like I've done here, and you can put it like a little bit back. You can like take yourself back to that position. You have the anti-flicker option. You can turn this on and off, do it at 50 Hz or 60 Hz. By default it's usually off. That is your choice to make if you're going to turn it on or off. In the image section you also have a few settings that you can make. So you have brightness, sharpness, saturation. It's all usually set at half, which is usually quite reasonable, but you can change that based on what you want. You can optimize brightness, so it will optimize the brightness based on your environment. If you have like light, you have enough light, you don't have enough light, to try to optimize it. Yeah, you have autofocus set on, and then auto white balance. You do horizontal flip. So these are things you can play around with and like just have fun and create the best that you can create. In the audio part, you have the option to pick up audio like at 360 degrees. Remember, this microphone has like this camera has two unidirectional noise cancelling microphones, and you can set up how you want it to pick audio. You just want it to pick like this. If you don't have a lapel microphone like the one I have here, then you can use its built-in microphone. If your device makes a lot of noise, you put your camera a little bit far, and then it doesn't like pick the exact noise of your computer fan, for instance. In the firmware update or info, you just click here. You can check for the latest versions or updates for the specific device that you're linked in. So if you have different devices, you will of course get different updates for different devices, and then you can update it. Now, I told you before that I have a way to like access the user manual without using the paper version that we had here. If you don't want to look at the paper version, then you can just come to this section here, user manual, and then you can just maybe view it. So it shows you the parts. You scroll down, you have the language options. This is now the general overview of the parts enabled by numbers, so you can check through and see what fits where. Now this is the mounting. If you want to mount it on top of your screen like I showed you I was doing at the beginning, you can do that. There is the option B if you want to mount it on a tripod. If you have something like this here, this tripod here, you can remove this and mount your camera up here. So then you can use it. You can mount it here, and then something that is as adjustable as this one, you can easily like use it. Now if we scroll further down, connecting it, you plug the USB into the back. We already did that, and this other part into your PC. This here is the instruction on how to install the software that you've just done, and then we've visited that part, and we've looked at some other things. Now here are the specifications, which is very important. Input is 5 volt, and if you're doing it directly on your PC, you don't have to worry about the input voltage. Resolution, the highest is 2K at 30 frames per second. Then you have 1080p at 30 fps, 720p at 30 fps, and 320 by 340 at 30 fps. The field of view is 65, 78, and 95 angle. So if you are using it on something like your default maybe meeting conferencing application, you can play around with the settings of the field of view. Focus type, autofocus. You have the sensor, you have the focus distance 15 centimeters to 3 meters, means you can do a maximum of 3 meters for it to like be able to do that autofocus and get to see you properly. Maximum video frame rate, we already talked about that, 2K video at 30 fps. Then we have video codec, we have number of supported operating systems. As long as you have Windows 7 or later, and you have macOS version 10.11 or later, you can use it. You can use it for Skype, for business, Zoom, Google Meet, BlueJeans, Cisco, WebEx, all these things, WeChat, FaceTime, YouTube, all the social platforms you can live stream with it. I talked about dual stereo microphones, can help you a lot. Then of course we have this voice pickup distance as well, which is also the same as maximum, the same as the focus distance for the video version. Now you can keep scrolling and you keep seeing more on how this thing works in different languages. You have a language of your choice. It is all like displayed in your own preferred language, and then you can see. So there are other things that you can explore that are not very important, but that's it when you want to set up this microphone, and then you can just like use it to record your videos. If you find this video helpful, like it, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tech tutorials.